Hello children, I welcome you all to the third PPT of the subject Service Marketing. In this e-content, we will be discussing about marketing challenges of service, role of services in the modern economy, various service marketing environment, good services continuum, etc. So let us go ahead. This slide explains about the marketing challenges of services. You can see the points over here. These are the points. Clients cannot see or touch the services before they purchase them. Services are often produced and consumed simultaneously. Trust is necessary. Difficult to identify the competitors. Brand extends beyond marketing. Proactive lead generation is difficult. Let us see the first point again. Clients cannot see or touch services before they purchase them. This particular point makes us understand that services are difficult to conceptualize and evaluate from the client perspective, and because of this there is increased uncertainty and risk. So it becomes difficult to market the services. See the second point now. Services are often produced and consumed simultaneously. This creates special challenges in the service quality management because we cannot test or we cannot use the services just like products. If a product is having some quality production, the company can fix them and get it proper. But service production happens when the customer is present, so creating a very different and challenging experience over here. Third one is trust is necessary. Some level of trust is very much important in the service sector, and this is important because the service offerings and their value proposition is also equally important. Now, it is difficult to understand or identify the competitors. Many times the competitors are not the people who often we think. Competition for product companies are other product companies. Competition for service companies are often the clients themselves. So it is difficult to identify the competitors. See the next point, brand extends beyond marketing. Brand and service business is about who the person is and how much you are speaking about yourself. This is basically about internal brand management, and it is very much vital to successive marketing. Next one is proactive lead generation. Like for products, it is difficult for generating a prospective customer in the case of service marketing. We can never understand who is going to be our customer. So it's very difficult to know who is going to be our next customer. The next slide explains about the role of services in modern economy. These are the points. Wider utility. Today services are very widely used by the people in almost every spheres of life, beginning from education, entertainment, fast food, restaurant, hotels, traveling, advertisements. Everywhere we find services. This shows that there is very much importance or very much utility for service sector in the modern economy. Then second point is shift in the economy. While the role of agriculture is being reduced in the primary sector, the role of service sector is increasing at a very faster pace. Economies are now shifting from developing to the developed stage, and this shows they are shifting more towards services also. This trend is growing very strong nowadays. The third point is LPG or liberalization, privatization and globalization, which is one of the key word or buzzword of today's economy. This has increased or very much led to the contribution of increase in services. It has led to increase in the foreign direct investment in various sectors, thereby pushing the development of the economy. Next one is reducing share of agricultural sector. As mentioned earlier, the service sector is assuming greater importance in the Indian economy. There has been substantial increase in the manufacturing sector and in the service sector, and there is reduced share of contribution from the agricultural sector. Next one is competing on the global level. Because of LPG, the Indian service sector has become or it is competing on a global basis in various areas such as software development and information services. Areas like accountancy, health, education, banking sector, etc. are also potential areas for development. And this trend is likely to continue in the future also. Then increased contribution to the national income. According to several reports, the service sector in India is consistently performing very well, in fact, outperforming the rest of the other sectors in the recent years. The service sector dominates the Indian economy today, contributing more than half of the national income. Next point is generation and expansion of job opportunities. Definitely, service sector creates and expands job opportunities. It shows there is a growing global influence of service sector. There are several new employment opportunities in the service sector, and majority are now in the organized sector too. The last point here is optimum utilization of untapped resources. Service sector definitely provides opportunity to make optimum utilization of untapped resources or unutilized or underutilized resources which can be properly utilized. Like we can stress more on personal care services, tourism, entertainment, etc. And this will definitely help us to utilize our resources in a better manner. The next slide explains about service marketing environment. As we know, the service environment are those which surrounds the service and explains the quality of the service experience. There should be a proper system and different elements wherein a service environment is created, and this influences the customer experience. There are two types of service marketing environment. These are micro environment or internal and macro environment or external. Let us see in detail what are these points. The first one is micro environment. It consists of internal customers or employees, external customers, competitors, suppliers and regulators. And macro environment consists of economic environment, political environment, regulatory, technological, socio-cultural, demographic and international or global environment. This particular topic you have learnt in several other times, so I am not going into a detailed explanation about micro and macro environment. Let us move with the next topic, that is goods versus service marketing. In this topic, we have to know about few points of distinction between goods and services marketing. The first point is intangibility. That is the basic difference between marketing of product and a service. Services are basically performances and it cannot be actually seen or touched, whereas a product can be easily viewed, and this makes a product be marketed easily. Second point is heterogeneity. Heterogeneous, again, it is very difficult to ensure consistent service quality. On the other hand, normally a product manufactured by a company, it will be having same quality in a common batch of production. It normally doesn't differ according to the requirements of the customer, but that is not the case with services. No services are alike, as the services are delivered by the people and it is consumed by the people who are all different. Third point is simultaneity. We know that the goods are first produced, then it may be stored somewhere, then it is sold out and consumed by the customers, but services are sold first, then produced and consumed simultaneously. Because of this, it's very difficult to market the services. The next point is perishability. Perishability means the services cannot be stored, it cannot be saved, it cannot be resold, or even it cannot be returned due to its perishable nature. But it is not this condition with products, it can be sold out and even it can be returned. Next one is strategies. The marketing of products and services definitely require different types of strategies. With products, the things which we consider may not be sufficient as strategies for services. We need to think beyond that of marketing of a product. We should focus on the perceived value of the services. Advertising. When advertising a service, it's very much important that you show the proof or your process through testimonials, so that you can build a good expectation or a good relationship with the customers, and these expectations will definitely bring perceived value in the service. Now, perceived value, it is a value or amount a consumer would expect to buy for your product or service before they see the actual price. To build the perceived value in a product, it's easy, but to build a perceived value in a service is very easy, because you should prove yourself that you are consistent and you can provide quality service to meet the customer's requirements. Next one is pricing. Fixing the price of a product is comparatively easy because it will include the cost of materials, manufacturing, production, etc., distribution, etc. But service pricing is something which is very difficult to fix, and because of this, we need to spend more money on advertising and demonstrating the services. Then next point is location. The location of your product and service may not be actually important, but at the same time, location helps easily to identify or relate your services, because more or less we want a service which is nearby to our residential area. Last one is relationship and value. When you're marketing a service, actually you're making or you're marketing a relation, or you're focusing on the relationship and value, so that there is repetitive purchase by the customers. This will help us to retain the customers in service sector. Let's move to the next topic, that is goods service continuum. It means that a product contains elements of goods and service in varying degrees. It helps to understand the relative composition of a product or service. In the case of pure goods, there may not be any associated service. Similarly, in the case of pure services, there won't be much association with the products. The things which are having a combination of both these fall in between the two ends. What happens is that the goods and services offering are being intermingled in different proportion in an unprecedented manner, and this term is known as goods services continuum. It actually helps us to understand differences and similarities between different goods and services. Like few examples you can see over here. The company is offering tangible goods without no services, like toothpaste and salt. Services along with tangible goods, washing machine, water purifier. Goods and service almost in equal measure, restaurant. Services along with minor goods, that is traveling in an airline. Pure service without any goods, that is visit to a consultant. In this particular slide you can see an example which depicts the meaning of good service continuum. The dividing line between the goods and services is rapidly getting thinner and thinner as businesses are discovering that both are equally important. The goods services continuum actually helps the marketers to see the relative composition of the goods or services in the total product. Okay, so I hope these topics are very much clear to you all.